good right now. I'm feeling good right now. And I'm feeling good right now. I'm on top of the world. I'm feeling good right now. And I'm feeling good right now.
So today we're talking all about the personal brand. And what are we talking about the personal brand for? Well, there's two different ways that people meet you in business. And so when it comes to how a person, sorry about that. When it comes to how a person gets in contact with you, they meet you one of two different ways. They either meet you physically or they meet you digitally. And one of the things that I like to tell you guys is that I am not the brand, right? But the brand begins with me. So what does that mean? What it means is that whatever a person sees about you and is able to experience about you is going to tell them a lot about whether or not they want to do business with you. And to that end, it's important that you polish your presence, that you polish not only whatever portal a person can meet you, right? So if a person is going to be in contact with your person and you're representing your brand, you want to make sure that your representation is an accurate representation of your brand. The same is true with your website or your social media pages or wherever a person is looking at you, that you are conveying a very consistent message. Yeah, because if a person meets you in person, right, and they're wowed, and then they go to your website and you look like a completely different person, or the energy just isn't there, they may doubt themselves and think to themselves, well, maybe I didn't see what I thought I saw in this person. You know, I thought that they were like had their stuff together, but their stuff doesn't look like they do, right? And so we begin to doubt ourselves. So one of the things that I want you guys to do, and I always encourage you to do, is to look at your brand from both portals. So today, we're talking about the more personal brand, right? But I want you to look at your brand holistically and ask yourself, if I was a stranger, if I knew nothing about my business before this very moment, and I looked at my website and I looked at my social media pages as a business consumer, stranger to the brand, right? Would I do business with me? Would I want to do business with me? Would I be compelled to a place of curiosity or fascination enough to move forward in a buying decision? Now, that's a hard question because we love our businesses. They're like our baby, right? We are so protective of our businesses. Like they're perfect and nobody can tell us otherwise, right? But I want you guys to be courageous enough to look at your brand from a very objective standpoint and view it as though you are a stranger to your own brand. Because at the end of the day, why does this matter? Why does it matter what strangers think about your brand? Well, at the end of the day, you want to do business with strangers, unless you're just trying to do business with your mom and pop and whoever you know right now, your cousins and your closest friends. Then if you're a business owner, as the CEO of your company, your thought process is to expand the company, right? And expand outside of just where you are now. So that means you're going to have to collaborate with strangers. That means you're going to have to introduce yourself to strangers. That means you're going to have to present to strangers. And it is the quality, you guys, of our presentation that helps other people make a buy-in decision about us, about whether or not they want to do business with us. So that all starts from what we're able to see or observe. Because if I don't know you, I have only to go on what I can see and observe about you. So I want to make sure that we are showing up in this world very intentionally. I'm always telling you guys, the whole reason for Beauty and the Brand is to help you begin to look at your life in a more intentional effort, right? To live your life fully, intentionally, and on purpose. I want you guys to maintain an attitude of intentionality when you do anything in life, whatever you're achieving, whatever you are doing, wherever you are going, with ever whom, or with whom, or with ever whom you decide to spend your time, you guys, with, you want to make sure that you are being very intentional about those things, intentional about your friends, intentional about your surroundings, intentional about your business, intentional about everything, because it's when we're more intentional about how we're showing up in this world that we begin to yield the results that we really desire to. Because without a goal, where are you going, right? If you don't have a goal or you don't have someplace that you're headed intentionally, then you're stagnant and you're just kind of floating around and you're just, you're not accomplishing anything. And if you're a business owner today, then I know that's not you. You definitely don't want to be somebody who is not accomplishing all that you set out to do. So in setting out your plans and your goals, we're in this first quarter, right? Or nearing the second quarter of the year already. Oh my gosh. Where are you? I want you to be thinking about, where am I in my business? So today, if you're just joining us, we're talking all about polishing the face of your brand. So we talked about these two different portals, right? We have the two portals in which a person meets you. And I always say that they're the digital portal and the personal portal. So the personal branding is what we're kind of talking about today. What does a person see when they look at you, when they are looking at your business, when they are observing your business from the representation of who you are and how you're showing up, right? Does it say polished? Does it say professional? Does it say creative? Whatever the message is that you're trying to get out there, whatever the message is, you guys. And I want you to be creative in your style. I say I have two different styles. Like I have my little artsy side, and I also have my like corporate girl swag, right? So you may find me, depending on what setting you find me, in a personal standpoint, you may find me in like cute little dresses, or you may find me in like all artsed out with glasses and my camera bag and my backpack, because that's just how I roll. I don't even need glasses, but I'm going to wear them because it's cool. But I love my glasses, which is an artistic expression. So this is the canvas we have to work with, right? And in your canvas, you have the unique, this is why I love fashion. This is why I love makeup and, like doing my hair and all that jazz, because to me, I see it as a canvas to which I can create anything. I can create anything that I'm looking to create from that canvas. So today we're talking about that canvas a little bit more. And I want to introduce you guys to someone who can help me have this conversation around the personal brand, okay? In the meantime, I'm just going to take a look at who's out there. So you guys comment, please. Let me know you're out there. Say hello. I see you guys. I can see you right here. But I want you guys to comment and share this video out to whomever you think could use this message. And this is like a very interesting topic. So as we talk about this, I want to hear your thoughts as well. I want to hear what you're thinking about, and give me some of the ways that you guys are maybe right now polishing up your brand, okay? So today we have very special guest, Michelle Fong, who has her own show actually called Beauty Boss, and she helps give quick tips to other people to help them apply their makeup. She's also a celebrity makeup artist and CEO of Dial M Beauty. And so we're going to talk with her about her journey and like linking this whole conversation around the makeup as it pertains to helping her clients polish their personal brand. Michelle, are you out there?
Hi, Kimberly.
Hey!
Hi, everyone.
Okay,
hey,
so I want to tell
you
you guys a little bit about how I met Michelle. Michelle and I, we went to a conference together in Vegas, and we had so much fun. And so we were at the conference is all about marketing, right? And so we were talking about how to get our brand out there, how to get the message out there to the public and stuff like that. So she and I were roommates actually for this trip, and we had so much fun. Her and another young lady, we just kind of had a lot of fun in Vegas.
We sure did.
Yeah. And so mixing business with work there, but it was totally awesome and totally worth the connection. And so Michelle, I found out, has her own show, like I told you guys, called Beauty Boss. And Beauty Boss is all about, it's dedicated to helping other women apply their makeup. So I want to ask you, Michelle, why was it so important for you to start a show that helps other people apply their makeup? Why was that important to you?
That's a great question. So I do makeup for all kinds of people, but it's one of my passions and favorite things to help the ordinary, everyday woman feel good about herself. And it's important to me because I find that a lot of women get intimidated by makeup, or they just don't know the proper way to apply, or the right situations, like the type of makeup to wear in situations.
Okay.
So if I can help someone with simple things with makeup that's not too intimidating, right, I actually can see the transformation, and it's literally like their face lights up when they feel a little more confident about the way they look. So that really helps women just put their best face forward.
Absolutely. So tell me this, why do you think women have that feeling of intimidation when it comes to building out their personal brand in the form of makeup? Like, what are some of the challenges that you hear a lot when it comes to a person saying, Michelle, what I know you hear this a lot because I do branding makeovers. And so I work with makeup artists and stuff like that to help my clients build out their brand, right? So a part of that is I'm always hearing, well, don't make it too dark. Let's make it really natural and let's da-da-da-da. So what are some of the challenges that you face as a makeup artist dealing with people who are maybe intimidated about changing up their look or polishing it up a little bit differently than they maybe have before?
Oh, that's a good question. Actually, a lot of clients come to me, and a lot of my clients are, I'd say, older than their 30s. Okay. So maybe their looks have changed. Maybe they have insecurities about the way they've aged, which, face it, it's a common thing that women have to worry about. Right. But they don't want to look like they're too made up or they're so it's definitely a concern. But I think for me, I make sure that my makeup is really fresh so that when a potential client comes to me, she looks at me and she goes, okay, I think this lady knows what she's talking about. She looks comfortable in her own skin, and she's not going to try to make me look like someone I'm not. And I really spend the time with that person. Yeah. I ask a lot of questions and make sure, what is your profession? How much makeup are you comfortable with? What are your daily activities? Just so I can tailor a look and a routine for that person and make it really easy so that she's confident with what she's doing.
I love that. And I love what you said about people don't want to look like another person.
Yeah.
Sorry, you guys. I'm trying not to catch something. But anyways, I think it's important, that part of it, because this is all about, like, when we're talking about polishing your brand, we are talking about gaining alignment, right? We want to make sure that the message that we're presenting is consistent across the board. But we want to make sure that that message is uniquely us and tailored to our personality and who we really are. Because in order for us to show up powerfully as a brand, as a unique person, we have to show up in our authenticity, right? We have to show up as the best version of ourselves. So makeup, the conversation even around makeup can sometimes get a little bit skewed because people can see it as intimidating in the sense of, well, they're going to change me into a different person, and then when I get on the streets, people aren't going to recognize me. So tell me a little bit about how you tailor a look, a makeup look, to a person's personality, to their unique authenticity.
Okay, that's a great point. And I've been doing makeup for 15 years. And when I am talking to people, I really try to get to know who that person is and what type of style of makeup they like.
Right.
I'm very against people trying to look like someone else. We see that a lot with Instagrammers where they transform themselves. A lot of girls
Yes.
want to look like Kim Kardashian, and it's a little sad to me because
It's a little scary how
it's
far
kind
they
of yeah, and it's actually teaching them to be insecure about their looks. So when I'm sitting with someone, I really examine their features, and the first thing I ask is what do you want to emphasize today? Some people like their cheekbones, some people like their eyes, some people like their lips, you know, and I want them to I want that feature that they really like to stand out.
Yeah.
Because if it doesn't, if they don't look like themselves, they won't feel like themselves. And that definitely shows through, especially if you're running a business and you're talking to other people. You do have to be as authentic as possible. And if you're uncomfortable, it definitely shows.
Absolutely. So if you guys are just joining us, we're talking about polishing the face of your brand. And so with me, I have Michelle Fong, who is the CEO of Dial In Beauty. And she also has her own show called Beauty Boss, where she teaches people how to apply makeup for themselves. So we talked about why you think that's important and why it's important for you to equip women with this tool, with this ability to do for themselves when it comes to polishing up their brand, right? So a lot of people who are looking to polish up their brand will hire someone like you, a celebrity makeup artist or makeup artists in general, who can help them tailor that look. How hard is it for you to teach others to kind of duplicate that process for themselves?
Oh, that's a good question. It's you know what? It really depends on the person's willingness to learn.
Okay.
I like to teach in short lessons so that the person can retain the information. So, which is why I do my live streams and my series of shows.
Okay.
And I've gotten a lot of compliments on just people writing back, telling me, "Oh my gosh, Michelle, my makeup is so much better. People are complimenting me." So it's not difficult as long as they're willing to take the steps. And sometimes they're just baby steps. Sometimes it's just as easy as an eyebrow pencil and a blush.
Yeah.
And all these little things, once they start to put together and really feel confident, it does come together. So it is, I mean, I've turned girls who wear no makeup at all into complete makeup addicts.
Ooh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And so a lot of my friends who are watching right now, well, my one friend, Chelsea, she loves makeup, and she does such a great job. And, you know, it's amazing. I think they had a meme about it. Like, it was like how I think I look versus how I actually look when I'm doing my makeup, right? And so it can be a challenge. I remember trying to do my makeup at a younger age, and I literally learned how to do makeup by looking at magazines, right? And just kind of like figuring out, I'm really good at analyzing why I like something, right? And so most people don't go that far. They just kind of look at something and say, okay, yeah, it looks good. But if I like something, I will like break it down and analyze it to the T of like why I like that, or, you know, where was this piece of the eyeshadow, or where was this, like what lip color, da 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 da, and I'll break it down. You know what I mean? And so that's how I learned. Tell me a little bit about your entry into the industry of makeup. How did that all come about? Like, what made you explore this side of yourself?
Oh, wow. Okay. So I'm going to say it was kind of an accident, even though I've been doing it for almost 16 years now.
Okay.
When I was in school for product development, I was told to get a retail job. And the retail job I found was at the makeup counter. It was for the brand Shiseido.
Okay.
And from there, I had friends who would ask me to do their makeup for special occasions. And I have always been entrepreneurial. So I decided I wanted to make this a business. And it kind of took off from there. Resources weren't so as available as they are now. So there were a lot of classes I could take. As a makeup artist, even hairstyling classes for makeup artists. So I was just really fascinated by this field. And, you know, just like the business I have now, I let my clients guide me. I let them tell me what they liked, what it is they liked about me and my style. And it's just kind of, it's really evolved into now I have products. Now I teach people online how to do their makeup, and it's kind of fascinating for me. So I would just say I'm just walking in my purpose.
I love that. Walking in my purpose. I think when you know, when you hit that sweet spot and you're like, this is something that I would do. They say that when you find your purpose or whatever, you would do it for free. And then there's other people who will say, when you find your purpose, if they didn't pay you to do it, you would probably pay someone else to let you do it. Right? And that's how extreme passion gets. Yeah. So there's different levels, right?
Yeah. I mean, I won't do it for free, but
right. But
I know what you're saying.
Yeah. But my point is that you'd be doing it anyways. Like, no matter if you were getting paid to do it, you started out doing it anyways. Right. And that's kind of how
and I did start out
evolved.
Yeah, I did start out doing it for free. And like I said, I was fortunate to have amazing clients to let them guide me and realize like, wow, I can keep doing this.
One thing I would love about what you keep saying about letting my clients guide me, it speaks to your inner service. And I love meeting entrepreneurs who are all about like the service of the client and understanding, they are the reason why we are in business, right? And
it is true.
Taking it above, just a monetary reward, really looking at the reward, like you said earlier, their faces lighting up. Because why? Why are their faces lighting up?
Oh, absolutely. That's a good point, especially in my business. I'm here to service to help people help make people look better. Mm-hmm. And when you're in business for yourself, your clients have to be a priority. Your clients' happiness have to be a priority. So, and if they don't light up, I must not be a very good artist. So it's very important for me.
Yes. And so as an artist, and this is we hear makeup artist, but we don't explore the artist side of the artistry, right? And a lot of times we just kind of look at it as like a service-based kind of, oh, okay, fix my makeup. But talk to me a little bit about the creativity that comes from doing this for your clients, and what kind of creativity does it take out of you to really design a look for your clients?
Okay, that's a good question. And gosh, I was talking about this the other day with someone that it's now second nature to me since I've been doing this for so long. I can look at someone and then know exactly what to do with their face. And again, I say like ask questions about what exactly it is that they want. Right. So, but it's just like when you're painting a canvas. You have certain tools that you use to get the looks that you want to achieve. So actually teaching someone else to be a makeup artist is not so easy, but teaching someone else to do their own face, that's a little bit easier when you can figure out, okay, your structures.
I love the distinction that you made, because it is like the art form. It's kind of like what I do. Like, okay, so like for a camera, right? It's easy to be able to teach somebody how to operate a camera, but you can't buy an eye. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Like being able to compose and be able to look for different things that provide feeling. It's a bit of an artistry there that kind of comes.
Absolutely.
I love the that you made there, because understanding how to technically do something is a lot different than exploring the art within it, right? And even within the person who is applying it. So for you, applying somebody else's makeup is going to be a completely different experience than someone who is just applying their own, right? Without maybe the same eye that you have. Like you said earlier, you see a face and immediately know what to do. You know what I mean? And that takes a level of artistic brilliance. And so I love that part of it. So
thanks. And I want to emphasize that too. And that took years. It takes years of practice, and I'm constantly learning. But I do want to emphasize that too, because a lot of people who are on Instagram call themselves makeup artists, but they might do beautiful work on their own face, but never done makeup on anyone else. So just something to look out for when you are actually looking for a makeup artist to hire.
Yeah.
how many faces they've actually worked on.
How many faces?
So,
Okay. That's
yes,
a good
there's
one.
a lot of quote unquote self-taught artists out there who
That's
may
true.
not have done. Yeah.
That's true.
So,
that's very true.
you know, there's a lot of new photographers out there too. So I'm sure you understand
Yes.
the technical difficulties when it comes to actually knowing your craft.
Yes. You're absolutely right. I actually do my own makeup, but I wouldn't touch anybody else's face without a written consent, right? I've done my mom's, but I would not call myself a makeup artist for sure. But it's funny that when people do see you do your own makeup, they assume you know how to do makeup. Same with hair, you know what I mean? So like if you curl your own hair great, then they think you do hair. It's like,
right.
No, I do mine. And so there is a distinction there, and it's in the ability to see for your client. So when we're talking about seeing for your client, we're talking, if you guys are just joining, we're talking about polishing the face of your company. There are two ways that a person meets you and is introduced to your brand. So that is the personal, they meet you physically or they meet you digitally. So whatever a person can see about you, whatever is representing you online or in person you want to make sure that it's an accurate representation of your brand, of what you stand for, of what you believe in, of what you want to project in the world as far as your brand message is concerned. And so I'm here with Michelle Fong, who is a celebrity makeup artist. She has her own show called Dial M Beauty, where she teaches people how to accomplish the polishing of their personal face to the company, right? Face to the company. And so we're talking a little bit about polishing up that personal brand from a makeup perspective. So there is a lot of controversy when it comes to makeup, right? When it comes to how much to wear, how much is too much, how much is too little, and all of those things. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Okay. Well, part of what I teach, and my shows have different topics, and I might do like, this is how you do an office look, or this is what you do for evening, or this is a day to night. And so I teach this basics for women, but I always say, if you're going to have your photo taken, you need to hire a professional. Packing on the makeup doesn't always translate to looking good on camera. So that's why it is important to hire someone like me, especially when you're doing headshots or any type of work for
Right.
television, or even if you're going to have a wedding, those pictures are going to be seen forever. So those types of things, it is important. I think majority of people understand the importance of having a professional do that type of makeup for you. And in other regards, just if you're going to the office or if you're going out networking, it is important to have the right type of look and know how to apply the right amount of makeup. And all that goes with, when you have those elements correct, it does increase your confidence. If you feel better, you look better, you feel better, and you exude more confidence, people will notice that for sure.
Absolutely. So tell us a little bit about your makeup line. Do you have a brush line?
I do. I'm very proud of my brush line. It's my baby. So my website is dialmbeauty.com or dialmstyle.com. You can find me on all social media at dialmstyle.com. You'll see me doing quick tutorials. I actually created my brush line just based on the fact that my clients were asking me how to buy brushes. So I actually also have a product development background, and I noticed that I couldn't tell them how to buy brushes because when I walked into Sephora myself, there were 500 brushes in the store. And as a makeup artist, I can go around and pick exactly what I need, but I was getting my products from makeup shows. So I wanted to make this quick and easy for the everyday woman. So I apologize, I don't have one in my hand right now, but it's a little set of 7 brushes, 3 eyeshadow, 3 face, and 1 eyeliner eyebrow brush in a cute little pouch. And it's like exactly the essentials that a woman needs, and it creates the perfect blend. They're very simple to use, and they're extremely high quality, but without a huge brand name price. So what I was noticing, just also with my product development background, that a lot of these brands I would look at that. I'm like, okay, but it's definitely not a makeup artist creating these brushes, and they cost 3 times more than they should. So how is a lady supposed to know how to use these? And also in my experience, I noticed people they might go to the counter and buy $300 worth of makeup and take it home and not know what to do with it.
Yes.
So that's when I do my
there,
lessons.
Right?
Yes.
I think we've all
so when I
there.
do my lessons, I tell people just, okay, bring your makeup and we're going to walk through it. And I can tell you exactly what you need, and make it easy.
I love that. So let me ask you this before we go. I know we're running out of time here, but one thing I want to ask you is, what is the number one thing, Michelle, that you want your clients to take away from an experience of working with you, or having, not just so much the experience? What is the number one problem that you believe you're solving, helping your clients?
The number one thing is I want them to walk away and feel their best. And the problem I find that I'm solving for them is they simply are confused with the amount of makeup choices out there.
Yeah.
So I tailor it down and just make it really simple and easy. That you don't have to spend 20 minutes on eyeshadow every day. You don't have to spend an hour on makeup every day. You can just do.
I've been doing it all wrong this whole time. That's awesome.
If I had an hour every day to do my makeup, I would love it. But most of the times, and some of my shows, you'll catch me doing my makeup in the car after I drop off my daughter in kindergarten, because I know how busy it is. Not while driving, but while sitting in the parking lot. So I know how busy it is. And I just want people to see it's like, hey, just these 2 little steps. Mostly it's 3 steps. Mostly 3 little steps will just help you feel better, even if it's just like a quick swipe of blush and simple things like that. And also, you don't have to wear purple lipstick if you're not comfortable with it. You don't have to follow the glitter trends on Instagram. And I think that's where it gets intimidating for people. It's just being comfortable with how to use things helps them and really feel comfortable in their own skin.
I think so. And so if you guys are just joining us, we're talking about polishing the face of your company. We meet people 2 different ways. We meet them physically, we meet them digitally, and however you're showing up in this world is helping people make a decision about how they're going to interact with you, or whether or not they're going to make a buy-in decision when it comes to you. So it's super important to understand how you want to show up in the world, right? And so Michelle actually helps her clients to show up the way that they want to in the most authentic manner possible, right? And so for you guys, I want you to be thinking about living intentionally. I want you to be thinking about like all of this stuff. This is the fun stuff around building your brand, but building your brand has so much to do with being able to show up authentically and show up as the best version of yourself, right, as a business, and understanding your brand's identity, understanding who you want to be known, who you want to be, or what you want to be known for, it is that you want to serve. All of those things are uber important as foundational pieces for you being able to resonate. And that's really the goal of good branding of any sort, is that you're able to resonate, because now when your face is more polished, right, then you seem more welcoming to a person than maybe looking a little tired and you've gone through the muck, the days all over you, right? And you look less approachable. So I'm not saying that you have to wear makeup. Like, this is not a show where I'm telling you everybody in the world should wear makeup. But I am telling you that just like you wear a dress for special occasions, just like you dress up, it's okay to polish your face a little bit too, if that's what you're into. If you're not into that, it's okay also. Like, maybe you're a jeans person and you always wear jeans. That's totally cool too. As long as it is helping you to resonate. Like, whatever the package is, this is about packaging, right? Branding is all about how we package our products and our services. So when it comes to whether it's makeup or how you dress or how you, your attitude even that you're carrying in the space is going to be super important. And people are going to read read you and be able to assess whether or not they want to work with you or do business with you. Thank you so much, Michelle, for joining us. This has been awesome experience. You've given us so much information. And if you guys want to get a hold of Michelle's brushes, where can they find them?
They can go to my website at dialmbeauty.com or dialmstyle.com. You can find me on all social media at dialmstyle.com. So thanks so much for having me. This was
Absolutely
so much fun.
Yes, I know, right? It's totally fun. That's why I do it all the time, right? Or that's why I'm going to start doing it even more often, because you get to meet so many great people. This platform is all about collaboration and being able to bring in experts from everywhere to talk about, these conversations that are going to help you enhance your life and your business, you guys. And so I'm bringing in people from all over the world. We had a guy from Indonesia yesterday. Michelle, you're from Florida?
California. Sunny California. Look how beautiful it is today.
Yes, it's beautiful. Does it feel good outside too?
Oh, it's like 85 degrees. It's perfect.
One of the things that for me is difficult is like keeping all the time zones together, right? Because somebody in Australia, he's like, oh, well, it's like, 9:00 at night here. So yesterday it was like 7:00 my time, but it was like 9 a.m. his time. So it's just interesting to be able to do that. But I'm so glad to have this space and this opportunity and this virtual media stage and to invite other experts to kind of come on and share and add value to you guys. Again, this is all about helping you become more intentional and living your life fully, intentionally, and on purpose is what we're all about. You guys are going to be more effective at producing the results that you want in your business just by watching this channel and applying what you learn. That's all the time that we have for right now. Thanks again, Michelle, for joining us. If you guys want to know more about Michelle, go ahead and visit her website, which will be posted in the link above. And if you want to make sure that you never miss another episode of Beauty and the Brand ever again in your life, then you want to click the follow button and share, like, subscribe, and so that you will always be in the know whenever we have a Beauty and the Brand episode. That's it for me, guys. I love, love, love having you. Thank you so much for joining us on another episode of Beauty and the Brand.